When I first heard the idea for Wrecked, and I hadn't seen anything, but they said, well, it's Lost.
Yeah.
It's the show Lost, but done as a comedy. I was perplexed. I was like, I don't know how that works. Then I started watching clips from the show, and I was, oh, this is really funny. I get it now.
You.
I understand.
Thank you very much.
So, so you guys, you pulled it off.
I mean, thank you. That's amazing. We did, you know, our pilot opens with a plane crash. Sorry to spoil it, and yet it's still pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, we're really funny when we're like on the brink of death.
Yeah,
I don't
you guys,
know how that happens.
You crash, and just like on the show Lost, you crash on an island and things
Yeah.
start to happen. And but there's a lot of very funny comedy, good physical comedy.
Thank
it looks
you.
like you're all having a good time.
We're having a blast. It was so much fun to shoot, and you know, it was. I've only been able to do a few things in my life, and two of the projects I've been in have had to deal with airplanes because we crashed an airplane and wrecked, and in The Wolf of Wall Street, we had a different airplane scene where we shot a 60-person orgy on an airplane. Little bit different, but still pretty
Wait a minute.
exciting. Thank you, brother.
It's suddenly coming back to me. I remember this now. You guys are all, of course, it's Wall Street XS.
Yeah.
You're all on an airplane and together, a private plane, and man, that's an intense scene.
It was, and I'll say, it sounds like it's every 12-year-old boy's dream, and it is. I mean, it's obviously that man's dream still.
Yeah.
But in reality, it was, it got gross real fast because we had 60 naked bodies in a tiny metal tube with a ton of hot lights. Like, it turned into like a middle school locker room in 2 minutes.
Okay.
It smelled so bad that when they yelled cut, it was like, how do I get out of here? How do I leave this place immediately?
Right. So your teenage fantasy of if I was in a giant orgy, and what was your specific, orgy scene? What were you doing? I mean, I remember just a lot of naked bodies. I don't remember what your character was doing.
Hi, Mom. I'm about to describe what I did in an orgy. I was in a seat with my tighty-whities around my ankles and a woman sitting on top of me, facing this way, while the turbulence was making me vomit. So, really, it's about 2 seconds. You see me, like the camera's just like, oh, here's Brian, he's about to vomit, and now we're moving on. Like,
right.
It was
okay.
that. It was really fun. I mean, but we shot a lot of stuff on that plane. We also shot a moment where a woman had to, for lack of a better term, motorboat me.
I think Andy will explain. Andy?
Yeah, Andy?
On the chest, I'm taking.
Yeah, well, her chest was in my face, and
then I would think you would be motorboating her.
But the difference
That's
is
why I get
wasn't
Andy
actually-
involved, because he takes this stuff very seriously.
I have a very particular area of law that I am an expert in.
Okay.
And it's all titty law.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, to be clear, I wasn't the one actually doing the face movement.
Oh, I see.
She was moving.
I understand.
So anyway, you're lying there.
Right.
Love.
That's called jump starting a motorboat.
Yeah, exactly. So she's rotating her upper body like this, and
With my
her
face,
and
yes.
are these large breasts?
They were adequate size. I'm not going to guess the origin of them, but let's say they were as firm as two fists that were just punching me in the face over and over again.
So it was not a sensual experience for you. You were literally being beaten in the face,
literally
by this woman's undulating breasts.
Yes, like she could knock out Mike Tyson with her chest.
Yeah.
They were strong. I had to say, like, excuse me, could I get an Advil and an ice pack, because there was a lot.
So
of
you actually went home that night after a day of having a strange woman's breasts in your face, and you said, I had a terrible day at work today. That was an awful experience. Pity me.
Well, let's put it this way. I had only been married for about 3 weeks, so when I called my wife, yes, that's what I said. I was like, I just had the worst day I've ever had in my life on set. Please understand that that's why I'm telling this story right here, because I'm still paying penance for what I did back then.
Right.